Good morning and Sairam to all my dear children. Children, how was your holidays? I hope you enjoyed as you are already enjoying, but these were the official holidays. So children, today is Tuesday and you know that in our timetable today is environmental studies turn. So, before holidays, we are discussing about chapter 15, Natural Disaster from the book New Getting Ahead in Social Studies. Right? We have studied this. We have finished one or two topics from this chapter, Natural Disaster. Right? First of all, we will do a recap of this chapter that what we have studied before holidays. Yes. What is natural disaster? A natural disaster is a calamity caused by nature. They can immense damage to human life and property. Okay? Natural disaster is an event causing great and often sudden damage. It is a great cause causing great and sudden damage. Okay, natural disaster is an event that causing great and sudden damage. And what are these? Floods, volcanic eruption, earthquake, tsunami, droughts, hindrances, flood, etc. We have also seen the pictures of the natural disasters which is caused by nature, which is caused by natural disaster. Name before disaster is natural. That means it is caused by nature. Okay, the disaster is caused by nature is called natural disaster. And if the disaster is caused by man, so that becomes man-made disaster. But here in this chapter we are discussing about natural disaster. All right. So we have studied about earthquake. An earthquake, what is an earthquake? When earthquake occurs, the ground shakes. An earthquake is a sudden tremor on the earth's surface. It is caused by movements of deep inside the earth. Yes. An earthquake is very common in certain parts of India, such as Himalayan region. Right? We have studied this. The study of earthquake is called seismology, and the instrument which is used to record the shaking of land, that is called seismographs, and the scale on which we check the intensity of the earthquake. It is measured from 1 to 10 on a Richter scale. Alright, this we have already studied. Now we are going to start from flood. That is the new topic in the chapter. Flood. Flood is also a natural disaster. As you can see in the picture, a street flooded with water. That means it is caused by water. Yes. Sometimes when it rains a lot, rivers fill with water and start rising above their bank. The water then overflow into nearby land, which cause flood. Means if this is the bank and river is flowing, and because of heavy rain, the water filled up. The water comes near to their banks and suddenly it start overflowing. Then it become a flood. Okay, the overflow of water in the rivers causing flood. In most part of our country, we get very heavy rainfall during the monsoon, and the occurrence of flood is common during these months. Whenever it is the time of monsoon in our country, in most of the parts of our country, we received very heavy rainfall, right? And the occurrence of flood, and in these monsoon months, the occurrence of flood is very common. Floods in northern plains are caused by melting of snow in the mountains. In northern region, first we are talking about the northern plains. In northern plains, how flood come? Because of the melting of snow in the mountain during summertime. Okay. Flood. Now, what flood do or does? Damage the crops, roads and buildings. They affect electricity and water supply, transport and communication. There is a shortage of food, drinking water and shelter. The unhygienic conditions often leads to outbreak of diseases such as cholera, diarrhea and malaria. Many people and animals may drown or die due to hunger, thirst and diseases. So what a flood cause? Flood cause damage to the crop, roads, building, affect water supply, electricity, transport and communication. When there is flood, there is definitely the shortage of food, drinking water and shelter. And because of this unhygienic condition, many diseases caused like cholera, diarrhea and malaria. And many people and animals may drown or die due to hunger, thirst or diseases. Okay? But flood also have some advantage. Now you feel flood which cause so many damage to the human life and property as well as animal, how it has the advantage. Now we have to read that. Flood water bring with it new soil from the hills. It spread out over the land when there are floods and make the land more fertile. Understood? This is the only advantage of the flood. That flood water, when the water is coming from so many areas, definitely the new soil from the hills, the flood water brings the new soil from the hills. It's spread out over the land, and when the flood stops, the land become more fertile. All right, this is the advantage of flood. Got it? In India, states like Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Bihar and West Bengal are frequently affected by flood. Just remember this thing. In India, the states like Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Bihar and West Bengal are frequently affected by flood. Not only the whole state, few parts of the state, they are highly affected by the flood, and their flood frequently come. Now you understood about flood. Now we have to take certain precautions also. Now we have precautions to be take care. Watch out for warnings of flood in the newspapers, television and radio. In case of flood, prepare to move out of your house to the safer place on a higher ground. Build up your store of food, water and essential medicines. High embankments constructed along rivers in populated area prevent flood water from entering the land. Trees slow down the speed of water currents. Therefore, afforestation is important for flood control. Dams are built over river to check the flow of water and prevent flood. These are certain points which you have to take care at the time of flood. First of all, you have to watch the warnings which is given on newspaper, television, radios. Then, in case of flood, you have to move out of your house at the safer place which is higher than the ground. Third, build up your store of food, means you carry your food, water and essential medicines. Okay. In high embankments constructed along river in populated areas prevent flood water from entering the land. Then we have to do afforestation, because afforestation is important for flood control, because trees slow down the speed of water current. Okay. Then dams built over rivers to check the flow of water and it prevent flood. So these are the few precautions at the time of flood. Understood about what is flood, how it causes, what are the effects of flood, and what is the advantage of flood, and in which states of India the areas are frequently affected. It is Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Bihar and West Bengal. These are the areas which is frequently affected by the flood. And at the time of flood, which diseases often came? Cholera, diarrhea and malaria. And many people, animal die because of drought or hunger, thirst or several diseases. Alright. Now the next topic is droughts. Droughts. As you can see in the picture, droughts. In most parts of our country, the summers are very hot with little rainfall. The monsoon follows, bringing welcome rain. However, sometimes the rain falls during the monsoon in some region. This causes severe shortage of water in the region. River and ponds dry up and crops cannot grow. Livestock and other animals perish due to shortage of fodder and water. Such condition is called a drought. What it is called? It is called drought. Rivers and ponds dry up and crops cannot grow. Livestock and other animals perish due to shortage of fodder and water. This condition is called drought. This condition is called drought. Alright. Several regions in our country are prone to drought. Several regions in our country are prone to drought, such as Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, Odisha and Rajasthan. These are some regions where generally they face the condition of drought. These areas generally faces the condition of drought. Okay. In severe drought, people may even die because of shortage of food. This is known as famine. This is known as famine. Famine is a kind of situation where the shortage of food causes large scale of death of human. In this, It is a situation where there is a shortage of food. Shortage of food, and this cause death. This cause large scale death of human. All right. There may be a widespread diseases leading to epidemic. Epidemic means a large scale outbreak of disease. All right. See in this picture, villagers in drought hit Gujarat working on government funded relief project. Means they have to earn something, right? So many villagers are working on the government funded relief project so that they may not have the shortage of food. If they earn, they will have food and water, right? So now what are the preventions to be taken care? Afforestation, the main important thing. Afforestation or planting of trees increases rainfall and reduces the incidence of drought, as it is shown in the parts of Rajasthan. Alright. Afforestation or planting of trees, this increase the rainfall and reduce the incidence of drought. Okay. Water harvesting can increase the underground water level and help in the time of drought. Water harvesting can increase the underground water. Water harvesting can increase the underground water level and help us in the times of drought. Done. Dams on river stores excess water in reserve. This water can be used at the times of drought. There are 3 preventions. First of all, we have to do afforestation or planting of tree, which increase rainfall and reduce drought. Third, water harvesting. Because of water harvesting, the level of underground water increase and this water can be helped at the time of drought. Third, dams on rivers store excess water and this water can be used at the time of drought. Understood? These 2 topics, flood and droughts, are clear. Children, you have to read them from your book. Whatever we have studied till now in this chapter, kindly read it thoroughly. Till then, take care of yourself and Sai Ram.